Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Walking Legend, and welcome to another video, man. Today we're going to be rating our Eastern Conference predictions for number 1 seed to number 8 seed, all teams that get into the playoffs. We'll also have a couple honorable mentions at the end, but if you want to see the Western Conference predictions, go to this channel right here, man. Little Known Man No Sports. I said that completely wrong, but he's in the description. Go hit it up if you want to see the Western Conference. Probably a little bit more exciting. I'm doing the boring one. He's doing the good one. Go check him out. So number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, we got the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Not only do they have the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they also got his brother. They also got Brook Lopez and Brook Lopez's brother. That's fucking weird. They also got Kyle Korver and Chris Middleton, so they're going to be able to shoot the ball really well. They got a bunch of guys who can shoot, a bunch of guys who can play defense, a bunch of guys who can't stop in the paint. This team is just a clear-cut 1 seed, in my opinion, without a doubt. And, I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious. If they stay healthy, they're winning the 1 seed. Coming in at number 2, though, we got the Philadelphia 76ers, who lost Jimmy Butler. Don't panic. Josh Richardson. They also got Al Horford. That's when we realized, okay, this team's going to be better. They're going to be good at defense because Al Horford is a monster. Now, another thing this helps with, Philly used to struggle with Boston so mightily because of Al Horford himself. Now, Al Horford's not in Boston. Now this team can beat Boston, maybe. But this team, in my opinion, is one of the best teams in the league. I think they would even make the playoffs in the Western Conference because they're so good. Also, if Ben Simmons can make a jump shot, this team is going to the finals. Just putting that out there. But it's if he can. Coming in at the number 3 seed, we got the Indiana Pacers. I like this team as a 3rd seed because they got Malcolm Brogdon in free agency. How huge was this? This man's Rookie of the Year, and this man, when he plays, is so good. He is very good. And I like this team a lot, and I really think this team has a shot at making the 3rd seed, and they're my pick 2 because they have Victor Oladipo, Sabonis, they got Miles Turner. It's all about if these teams can stay healthy because the backups aren't that good. But if they stay healthy, they'll make it to the 3rd seed. Coming in at the number 4th seed, we got the Brooklyn Nets. They would be my 2 seed, but Kevin Durant is injured throughout the whole season. So, yeah, they're the 4th seed. Kyrie, and I think he'll do better in Brooklyn than he did in Boston because Boston had a lot more playmakers at the time. Now they don't have as many. But, I think Kyrie will do better in Brooklyn. And I think this team is the 4th seed this year. Mark it down. Coming in at number 5, we got my Boston Celtics. We got everyone leaving. Everyone in sight. They traded Aaron Baines. They got rid of Marcus Morris. I thought Marcus Morris was going to go to the Spurs, and then who the fuck knows what happened with him. Then you got Al Horford leaving. But I understand that man. He wanted, that last contract, and he wanted it to be somewhere where he could guaranteedly win. And he put himself with a good team. And best of luck for Al Horford. I just don't like the Sixers, but I'm unbiased. So, yeah. Boston Celtics are the 5th seed. Simply because Jason Tatum is going to flourish this year. Kemba Walker's a solid point guard, in my opinion. And his Cantor is a solid center. They got a bunch of solid players. No one that's really great, but solid. Jaylen Brown needs to step up for this team to make it higher than the 5th seed, and that's why they're not, because Jaylen Brown's not going to step up this year. He's going to be the same Jaylen Brown, in my opinion. I'm just hoping he does, They also drafted Tremont Waters, Grant Williams. They got a lot of guys in the draft who I personally like. Carson Edwards. Taco Fall. This team could do something. Robert Williams, the Time Lord, who nobody knows about but blocks 3 shots a game when he plays. Start this man, please. This is the 5th seed. Coming in at the number 6 seed, I got the, what's it called? Miami Heat, okay? They got Jimmy Butler. And they still got the sharpshooter. They still got Goran Dragic. They still got Dion Waiters. I still think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. And, yeah, man, I think this team is a 6th seed. Coming in at number 7, I got the Toronto Raptors, mainly because this team seems to always get to the playoffs. And even though they don't have DeMar DeRozan anymore, they got Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry. I think this team is still good enough to make the playoffs as a 7th seed. Plain and simple. Coming in at the number 8 seed, and this may surprise a lot of you, and it really will, it's the Detroit Pistons again, and here's why. A lot of people say it's the Bulls or the Hawks. I will get to them in just a second, but this team, they got Derrick Rose, and if they can start Derrick Rose over Reggie Jackson, Derrick Rose averaged 18 points per game last year. This Detroit team is basically the opposite of the Portland Trailblazers. The Trailblazers always have a good front court, but they have no centers who can do anything at all. This is the opposite. They have centers, but nobody who can score in the front court as a small guy. Derrick Rose is that man, in my opinion. He's way better. He would dog Reggie Jackson one-on-one, in my opinion. He's way better. This team will be the 8th seed if they let Derrick Rose play. Now my honorable mentions, 2 teams that could sneak in and get that 8th seed. Number 1 is the Atlanta Hawks, man. They got Jabari Parker. They got a bunch of guys out there who can score the basketball. They also got Cam Reddish in the draft. This team could get the 8th seed, either if somebody gets injured for the Pistons or if someone just really fucking underachieves. This team could get in if they play hard. But they're going to need to win like 39 games to do it, and I don't know if I see that coming, but you never know. Finally, the last team I'm going to talk about here, Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls, interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Who the fuck knows with them? They got scores. They got Satoransky. Are they going to get into the playoffs, though? No. They could if someone just, like, really gets fucking injured. Like, if someone loses, like, all 10 players on their roster and they have to bring up D-League guys, then maybe they could get to the playoffs. But I don't see it happening, boys. This is my predictions for the Eastern Conference. Now we're going to talk about my favorite team in the NBA, and it's not the Boston Celtics. What I mean by favorite is team I think no one expects to be good, but will be good. New Orleans Pelicans are the 8th seed in the Western Conference, and here's why, boys. This is going to surprise the hell out of you. When they traded Anthony Davis, what did they get, huh? Can someone tell me what they got? Can someone please? I'm about to tell you what they got. We're about to go right to their roster, boys. Check this one out. First they drafted Zion, then they got Lonzo, then they got J.J. Redick, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, then they got Derek Favors, Josh Hart. This team is a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. And maybe, just maybe, if someone just underachieves in the Western Conference, this team could get to the 8th seed. They're my most interesting team. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see the Western Conference, obviously click the description because I'm not making the Western Conference. Hit the like, subscribe, follow your boy. I'm Walking Legend. Peace out.